What's up, Wargamers? Welcome back to World of Wargaming. I'm Isaiah, and it's been a while since we dug into the pile of opportunity. So that's what we're going to do today. So I received a text message today from my friend slash patron slash gaming buddy slash all around awesome dude, Bill, aka Hobby Cathartic. And it was just a picture of a box beside my door. And I'm like, okay, I figured it was it's like some MDF terrain or something. He and I kind of have an arrangement. He doesn't like building terrain, but he likes painting it, and I don't mind either. But if I can get away with only doing half, I will. So we kind of just I build terrain between the two of us, and he paints most of it. And so I figured that's what it was, or maybe like some prints that he didn't like or decided he didn't need. He'll usually send that stuff my way before tossing it out so that I can pick through it, because I'm that person. I'm a little bit of a hoarder. Anyways, it was neither of those things. It was this. Okay, let's rip this thing open. So that's a pretty nice presentation inside of there. Everything laid out. I don't love this giant piece of plastic personally, but it's not awful. Let's see what we got in here. So we got a nice heavy paper double-sided mat. It's grasslands on one side, ocean on the other side. I like the way it's printed to have these kind of reefs and stuff underneath the water, just to mix it up so it's not just solid blue all the way across. We've got our directions, assembly instructions for building our various pirates, and maybe never been. The box is Blackbeard versus Maynard. I don't really know how to say that appropriately. And then apparently it comes with some boats. I do like boats. And in a tremendous turn of fate surprise, like way different than what I would have expected, the boat's a hard plastic kit. Like, I was 100% expecting MDF, or on the worst case, like papercraft, like heavy cardstock. But no, this is a full-on hard plastic kit in 28 millimeter, no less. Like, this is pretty sweet. And it looks like the crew for each ship is also packed in there with it. But like, good, really nice texture on the wood grain of the boat. Look at the freaking mast, dude. Masts, plural. Or maybe that's the prow of the boat. That might be the piece that goes on the very, very front. Cannon? Oh no. Yeah, because there's a figurehead right there of a mermaid. And then the light should go on the back. But that's definitely a mast. Oh, wow. And then we got the deck. And deck, and maybe poop deck or something. I don't know what that piece is yet, but I'm sure the instructions will tell me. Let's move those out of the way. And then we got all the guns. This is quite a few cannons. I like it. I don't really know anything about this game other than that there are some people in my area that play it. It's labeled a skirmish game, but it's not really what I think of when I think of a skirmish game, or maybe it is. I was under the impression that this game was supposed to be like 20 to 40 models per side, which is, a lot of companies call it a skirmish game. I don't think of that as a skirmish game. That's more closer to an army size game. Normally when I think of a skirmish, I'm thinking 4 to 15 models, and that may be what's here, because on the sprue that's in here with the ship, We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 bodies. Now, again, this is a starter box, so there's a good chance that it's not really coming with a full-on force on each side, that it's just kind of coming with enough so you can play around and have a good time with it. But there are tons of options on here. So I'm pretty sure this is the pirate side, just gauging on the hats. I feel like if it was a military side, they would have more uniform stuff going on, but we got like 12 different hats, a whole bunch of faces. We got pistols. We got muskets, maybe rifles, and probably a musket, I think, in this period. Maybe not, though. We got our bodies. It's a jam-packed sprue, man. Like, there's a lot of options on here. I love the turban. Excellent. Now, I want to put this out there. The box, it also came with these, which I'm assuming are the bases. And the game says it's 28 millimeter, and the models look 28 millimeter. But these things are tiny. This is a really small really small base for 28 millimeter models. I mean, obviously, I'm sure they'll fit. It's just not what I would have expected. It might create some problems if you're trying to splash these into other games, but really also maybe not. Just something worth noting. It is different. It's a very, like I said, it's a very small base for a 28 millimeter model, and that's okay. I like, though, that it's at least got, you know, some deck planks and stuff on it. It's not just a very plain small base that I then also have to work on. In the other box, we have another ship, which I believe to be the exact same sprues. They have the same figurehead, at least. They have the same mermaid figurehead right here. So I think it's probably the same sprue, which is fine. I can, you know, it's a boat. It's a plastic boat that I can definitely use for lots of other things. So I'm just excited to have it in my possession. And then it looks like the other sprue of Seafaring Gentleman is the same as the previous sprue, which is okay. It's a good box. There's enough here to mix it up enough to create a lot of variation in the models. But it would have been kind of neat to see something different for each team or each side of the conflict. But I'm not complaining. I'm just pointing that out. Mainly because I thought that it would be because of the way it was packaged, as opposed to there just being, you know, 4 of these and then 2 ships. It was like a ship and then 2 sprues of these in separate boxes. So I thought there was going to be something different in the other one. That's maybe my own fault for assuming something about a situation in which I was completely and utterly ignorant. We then have stat cards for each of the ships, complete with a whole bunch of information back here that I don't know how to read yet. I'm assuming the rule book that's in here is going to tell me how to do that. We got the Bermuda sloop and the Blandra, which I like that. I like that the ship has a proper role in the fight, it would seem, as compared to just being like a piece of terrain that can move. Also, before we go deeper into the other sundry and whatnot that's in the box, these are our captains. So we have Blackbeard. You can tell there's his face. Oh. Right there. Mr. Teach. And then there's Maynard's face and hat. And there's Blackbeard's hair. This is fun because I'm from North Carolina. So I'm from near where he spent a lot of his time. I'm actually going to be going down towards the Outer Banks here in a couple weeks for Labor Day. It's going to be a good time. But anyways, I like that the commander's got special models. I like that the captain's got special models. I almost didn't see them, and they were kind of tucked under some other stuff in the box. We then have our cards for Maynard and Teach, with all of their cool stuff going on in the background. These are really nice cards. Good, thick, quality card stock. And they're regular trading card size, which is great because it makes them easier to sleeve and all that good stuff. We have 12 D10s, which are always good to have. I play a lot of games that need a D10. It looks like the Skull and Crossbones is the 10 on these dice. We've got decks of cards, one for Maynard's ship, one for Teach's ship. I like that they have different backs. I'm not going to open these right now because I don't have a good way to keep them all together. I don't have any empty deck boxes around the house right now. Ow, what the heck. We'll open the Pyre one. So it's an actual like deck of playing cards, it would seem. But they each have different things. This is cool. It's also a cool deck of cards. So that would be your Jack, King, Queen. That's pretty cool. I'm curious how this interacts with the gameplay, but that's pretty neat. I do like decks of cards. I do come from an MTG background. We've got some punch cards, which I'm going to say outright, I do not like that this is not individually shrink wrapped because of what you just witnessed happening where that thing kind of came out on its own. This is a great way for stuff to get lost or accidentally thrown away. I think that these types of things, punch out, see, those should always be individually wrapped. And then we've got some more punch outs for land. So we got land on one side and then some just water sandbars maybe on the reverse. Also not individually wrapped. I'm just gonna have to get over that, I guess. And then of course an individually wrapped rule book. I was hoping for the A5 size, the smaller size, but this is absolutely acceptable. I am in no way upset or disappointed with this. I'm gonna crack this open and just give it a quick flip through. So color, I like the texture that's on the page. Oh, beautiful photography. Beautiful photography. Yeah, this is gonna be, I think this is gonna be cool. We'll see. I have no idea. I've never seen this gameplay. I don't know anything about it, but I guess I'm about to learn today. Well, over the next few days. Thanks so much for tuning in, hanging out while I opened this Blood and Plunder Blackbeard versus Maynard 2-player starter set. And huge shout out and thank you again to Bill, aka Hobby Cathartic, for helping to make this happen. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of your day.